What's going on, everybody? Happy Sunday Gun Day, and welcome back to another Gun of the Week. This week's Gun of the Week was given to me by my buddy over at DS Gunworks. Check him out, my buddy Danny. He is a master at what he does, and let me show you what he does. Bam. So this is a fully custom built Glock 43X COA. And it is just stunning, visually stunning. The work that's on it, the stippling, the contouring, the undercut. Oh, there's just so much to unpack here, but it is expertly done. Let's talk about it. All right. So first, clear, safe, and empty weapon. Here we go. All right. So front to back, starting at the front, what you'll notice, this has an amazing Rouge Gunworks compensator. So it's a barrel and compensator. It does not thread on, so it's 50 state compliant. It doesn't have any threads or shims or require any Loctiting or any of that nonsense. It is self-timed, and it stays timed with the recoil guide rod spring and recoil assembly on the inside there. So it's fantastic. Very similar, reminiscent to the Radian Ramjet style of barrel and compensators. Everyone's coming out with them now, and for good reason. They're just amazing. They work. They're easy to put on, easy to take off for maintenance and stuff like that. And again, 50 state compliant, so everybody gets to play. So really, really nice. Again, that is Rouge Gunworks. So moving back on the internals, the recoil spring, all that stuff is stock and factory, but we'll talk about this COA right here. So this is an AimPoint COA. If you don't know what the COA means, which I did not, I had to look it up, but apparently COA means Compact Optic for the Americas. So, you know, Glock is actually not an American company. It's Austrian, but they do have an American component here. But I guess this COA is, again, Compact Optic for the Americas. If you didn't know, now you know. Knowing's half the battle. Yeah. The biggest thing about it is, yes, it's a closed emitter. So the emitter obviously is closed and encapsulated by both sides of the optic window, which keeps it protected. You can't get it, basically, you can't block it. You'd have to cover the entire window to get, you know, to stop you from seeing through it. So you just wipe that off and you're good to go. An open emitter, you can get dirt and mud and stuff down into the emitter area and actually block it out. And it's extremely difficult to clean. And does it happen all the time? No. Is it a combat gun? Then yeah, I guess it could happen if you drop it in the mud or sand or something like that. But I mean, I've had an open emitter on my work gun for several years now, and I've never had an issue. So, you know, take that for what it's worth. But the closed emitters definitely are more rugged. For those of you that live in like an environment that's either dusty, sandy, or out in Arizona where there's a desert, or maybe even snow and stuff like that, a closed emitter might be a very viable option. Might even be necessary. I don't know, but it is a cool concept. I think they look a little silly. Just a gigantic, I don't know, looks like a mailbox on top of your slide. But again, that comes with the added toughness, then so be it. So what's unique about the COA is that Glock came out with a brand new cut for their slides. It's called the A cut. And I'll see if I can try to highlight it here. But what you'll notice towards the front of the slide, there looks like a little lip, right? So the front of the optic here wedges underneath that lip, and rear sight comes off. So if you can imagine, it comes in and sets flat, and then you take the rear sights and put them down over the back edge of the optic and screw 2 screws down. So it is completely wedged into the slide here, and that makes for an unbelievably strong connection. No plates, so Glock did away with the MOS plates, thank goodness, because weren't great. But I mean, this seems to be one of the strongest things that they have come out with in a very long time, other than the gun itself, right? But the way of mounting this to the slide is revolutionary, I guess. I've never seen any optic that does this, so that's really, really cool. It is a 3.5 MOA dot. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, just had it. There it is, 3.5 MOA dot, so decently small, which again, I like. And the other thing about the COA is that you can co-witness the sights through the optic with factory sights. You do not need raised or suppressor height sights or anything like that, because this cut sits so low into the slide. Again, a really, really cool feature. Rear sight right there. I think I have these sights that are on it are aftermarket. I got to double check the build list because, again, I did not build this one, but they are Angry Bear Arms Titan. Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry. Angry Bear Arms tritium sights. Titan. Angry Bear Arms. So they're pretty, I don't know, they're really, really nice. So it's a nice fiber optic, not fiber optic, but a green tritium front sight and a blacked out rear sight. So I dig that. Very, very easy to see and easy to find if the dot, for whatever reason, were to go out. So that's kind of cool. Align Tactical. You've heard me talk about these guys before, but you can see it here on their Glock. They just came out with their Slimline series. So for the Glock 43Xs and 43s and 48s. And you can tell it is skinny and slim. It stays out of the way. I would have to double check on holster fitment. I'm sure there's companies out there that do make holsters for it, but it is actually pretty thin, and it did fit in my tier 1 holster. So I do have a tier 1 concealed holster that I carry for concealment, and this did fit in it. Although it stuck out a little bit, I had to kind of force it, but it did work. Again, it is a light bearing option model, so it's probably the larger one. If it was made just for the 43X, it probably wouldn't fit. So yeah, but that again just gives your thumb a repeatable area to go to, and your ability to help control recoil while shooting. So very, very, very nice. Some people don't know what to do with their thumbs when they're shooting. Believe it or not, your thumbs don't have all that much importance in shooting. But again, if you do have a gas pedal or a thumb rest, it is somewhere that it's a reference point. So every time you get a good grip on this weapon, it should be the same every time. And this thumb rest gives you that reference point for your thumb, makes it repeatable. So I really do like thumb rests for that reason. I don't necessarily prescribe to pushing down. That causes the gun to dip, and then you anticipate shots and stuff like that. So TLR7X. But what's cool about this that I didn't notice until Danny actually pointed it out to me, and it's pretty amazing. But so he obviously painted the flashlight to match the gun. But what he did was he went back and put all the factory markings with a laser engraving, put all the factory markings back onto it. So the serial number, obviously just all of it. He put it back on, which I thought was pretty amazing because I think it looks great. A lot of people wouldn't have taken that time to go that detailed into it, and DS Gunworks does. So take that for what it's worth. Obviously, I think it's worth a lot. That's pretty cool. We have an Apex trigger. Pretty good trigger. Glocks aren't the best and most known for triggers, but the Apex trigger is not bad. A little bit of slop. Pull back to the wall and pull through the wall. It's a harsh, clean break, but it is clean. There's a reset. I'm back right on the wall at reset, and then the break. And when I say clean break, I just mean there's no creep in the break. Once you're on that wall, you keep putting that pressure, it goes off. I don't have my trigger gauge, but it feels like a factory trigger as far as the back of the like the connector and stuff like that is all going to be factory. The weight is not different, so it's about 4.5. Excuse me. I think these are 5.25 pounds. But anyway, decent Glock trigger, and the Apex shoe does make a difference, so I do like that. Makes it nice and flat. Moving down, the stipple job. Let's take a minute to just appreciate that. Look at that double undercut. That double undercut is just amazing. So The reason I say that is because you have the first undercut where you get that good high, I guess high tang, I guess that's the point of it, but you get that nice high grip there. And then when your support hand comes in and the bottom of the trigger guard rests on top of your index finger, it fits in this channel and there's a bit of stippling or texture in there. So it locks in so tight. I was shooting it today at the range and wow, the 43Xs are very snappy. They're very light. They're very skinny guns. But this, obviously, with the help of the compensator and the aligned tactical thumb rest, this made all the difference to me, in my opinion. I felt my index finger in here, and it just locked in, and I was able to shoot repeatably. My hands didn't move. I didn't have to readjust. It was just awesome. So kudos again to DS Gunworks for being able to have this level of expertise at stippling and just perfect execution. So nice job, dude. Yeah. He even had the customer's logo etched into there or stippled into there. And I believe it is also for Rouge Gunworks. I believe this is for the owner. So lucky man you are. This is amazing. NDZ Magwell. So very subtle, but nice. Matches the rest of the gun. This is a everyday concealed carry gun, so you don't want it to be big and bulky. I just need a little bit of help finding it, and it does. So very, very nice. We have the Shield Arms mag release and Shield Arms magazines. These typically are 15, obviously +1 in the chamber, but it has the +5 magazine extension. So you have the ability to have 20 or 21 rounds in this compact little concealable package. And this gun does shoot like a full size, like a 19 or even a 17. It just, all the things to help it. Again, the comp, the aligned tactical, and the contouring and stippling. You can shoot this gun all day. I actually had a blast shooting it today. It was great. And again, I will throw in that footage right now. Yeah, so just absolutely amazing build. Really, really can't say enough good things about it. And normally it's just a Glock, who cares? This one makes me care. I really, 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 really like this one. I love the way it looks too. One more thing about the COA that I just want to reiterate to you guys. I was doing some research on it, and over 50,000 hours of continuous on of battery life. So that's about 5 years or so. And that's pretty damn amazing. And the other thing that's pretty damn amazing is external battery. Love that, right? External batteries are just, if you don't make an external battery compartment on your optic, I don't want it anymore. You know, I love the Trigicons, but if it's not an HD or an SRO, I don't want it no more. Or I know the other enclosed one from Trigicon does too, but I can't afford that one. But yeah. All right, well, that will do it for today's Gun of the Week. I appreciate you guys hanging out and taking a look at this beautiful build with me. I would definitely, again, like to just thank Danny over at DS Gunworks for letting me shoot it, letting me play with it, let me tune it. It was fantastic. And a shout out to, I believe, again, Rouge Gunworks. Also, you're getting a sweet weapon back. So thank you. You guys have a great rest of the night. You take care, and I'll see you next week.